So, good afternoon, Shivaki.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please pass the message to your classmates or in the class.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, happy Teachers Day.
Thank you, Akash. Thank you.
Happy Teachers Day,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Chandana. Okay, here I can see that 6 people on my screen. Could you class pass the message to the rest of the class people? Okay. So today we will see that descriptive writing. Yesterday we started the layout. We will see the student sample, how we need to consider the elements of writing descriptive with this sample. Maybe I'm going to share this document tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to share in the Teams. You can also go through the document later. But let us discuss now and how we need to consider for higher grade for this particular exercise and what are the things to need to consideration for your writing descriptive. Okay, so can you see the screen now, children?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So here, uh, this is the Cambridge only given this document and the same document I'm sharing right now. So it is the chance of they're talking about that the question one you are writing extended response. Uh, paper two I'm talking about like this. I will come to this question a little later. Okay. Okay. This is the we have here exemplary samples of candidate response. One scored high and scored just average and a low. About the question one and question two, question three, like that, so many are there. So let us discuss about the descriptive writing. Okay. So the descriptive writing question you will write in the paper two, where you will see that the director writing and composition writing for 40 marks. Okay, let me scroll down. Uh, Yes. Okay. This is a question one. The where you see that the candidate response is very high. We will focus with the question two. Question one is only director writing magazine article, paper two. Okay. This is a kind of extended response, and we will focus question two first. After that, we will come back to the question one. This is the middle one. continued meeting. This is a low. Okay, same question and three different samples are submitted by the students. They given as our reference material here. Now, okay, question two. This is a question two. Let us start with the middle, then we will go with the other grade, other levels as well. Descriptive writing basically, they are just giving the statement or a situation to describe something. Here the question given, write a description of a place you would like to go back to. So this is a situation they given. Now you need to use what are the concepts and techniques, writing styles and structures you can include in your descriptive writing to describe this particular place. So what is the major requirement yesterday you studied? Requirement is you need to use language should be decent enough to use variety of sentences. That's the one logic you need to consider. And the title we have to talk about that here. The title is there. After title, you have to give your introductory paragraph, including your thesis statement, what you are going to describing about the place. And then you have to briefly mention about the place description in a nutshell in your introductory paragraph. Then you have to go to the elaborated with your body para 1, 2, 3. Okay, at least you have to write 5. If you have time and the space, you can extend the number of paragraphs, but volume this remains the same. Okay, after this, you have to use that sensory elements. Let us focus here. Okay, many of you need to focus about that. What is the question number you picked up? You may have the choice either 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, just assume this one is a descriptive and 4, 5 for the narrative. Then you pick the question 2. This is a question. Write a description of a place you would like to go back to. Okay, now let us see some student work. Caption after caption, they started the introductory paragraph. So what is this details? How it proceed to write the descriptive writing. Opening paragraph is a kind of igniting to enhance your ability of your extension of the paragraph development and the link up to your paragraph cohesion as well. Okay, let us see this one. The sun was rising up the mountains, rising behind the fluffy thin clouds, shining, brighting, bringing, I thought of it, bringing as it is for spilled into the valley a little shadow. So he's using and the several adjectives to describing and how the setting and the place, even time, all these are just he's mentioning about that and try to bring the elements of the describing the surroundings by creating the mood, people to understand about the setting and character. It was like a morning watercolor, and the light reached the river. For a moment, it was a living expanse of matter and the rippling mirror and showing the shimmering pine and the gold. And he's just using the colors and using the so many adjectives to describe and to demonstrate something about that how the place looks like by describing and setting and place. The cold and the rusty night seemed to be mitigate as a brilliant blue sky welcomed into a placid orange and the salty sea breeze spraying onto the light brown boardwalk. So this is a one they're talking about that. They slowly they introduce that to the situation and they started with the place and time and even the location surrounded by that particular place. So this is a quite polished opening because the examiner given a comment about this overall paragraph, how it looked like, effective and quite evocative. So he's just using that the elements to opening and how the place look like. Even the last sentence is incomplete, but it is written fluently and appropriate style because they're talking about that this particular sentence from here to here. this part of the sentence they're talking about that, and how the sentence is incomplete, and this is the element they're talking about. So these things you will see only after submission, and the comment candidates response comments only given by the examiner after completion. But before that, you need to know that and how and what is the procedure for the assessment rubric and all. Okay. Now this is the first point, and the second point, how you need to develop extension of this paragraph. Now you started with your captivative catch. Now, palm trees swayed gently in the breeze. I felt refreshed and accelerated. As soon as I stepped, I could see the clear sky and fringe passes. Okay, you can read for a minute, and then even I will take down the attendance. Here I can see that Sivaki, Afras, Akhil, Chandana, Vedant, Nakshatra, Angel, and White. Okay, I did not see Ali. I did not see the Maitreyi. I did not see the Arush. Here I can take 8 through 11. So 6 more students are there. Saurya, Shivaki sir, Angel is here. Even Sanchita, Sahasra and Jenya. 3 plus 3, 6. 2 more students who are there. Yes, Arjun and Ashwin. Okay, these people are there. So could you please read that one, and meanwhile I will send that updation of attendance. Just a minute. One attendance. Yeah. Please read it. Please read that extract and the sample student work. Okay, please read that one. Then, let copy ready, right? Number not. And that's right. Okay, now come back to the answer. Okay, so this particularly we need to talk about that the sense elements, and we need to describe the focusing. At least we need to bring the elements of the whatever the area you would like to describe. Here in the second paragraph, they're talking about that focused on the how the landscape look like. You see this one. As soon as I stepped, I could see the clear sky. They're talking about the clear sky and the fringe passes and sent out by heart bonded to heart my chest. So that is a kind of feelings they're talking about that. This one is a feeling. First one is look something like how it look like. So this is a second sensory element used here. Then this one rests to that electrical impulse moving down by the spine and giving me the shivers, and I was waiting in a absurd manner, and mesmerizing beauty completely took over my soul. So this paragraph is just they're written that the quality you need to look at that here. Don't write this something in general and kind of the flat vocabulary. So you need to use that high frequency vocabulary like yesterday one of you said strong adjectives. Yes, exactly. Strong adjectives are required. And where it is necessary to enhance your ability of your describing by using the simile metaphor. And this particular paragraph comment given by the examiner is, this is a nicely focused paragraph on impact of the landscape on the narrator. So first one, they're talking about the opening paragraph, uh, how the sentence is decent enough to explain about the surroundings. Now, here the impact, the feeling, this is what they mentioned here, right? So electrical impulse and is smearing down my spine and giving the shivers. And even you can also write written here as soon as I step. So these kind of feelings, and they are just being a just eyewitness here, or being an experienced person of that particular locality. So the same way you need to give your thought process through this kind of a descriptive writing. So we have some sort of the elements we need to look at it. First, let us focus about the what is structure and all. Then we will go to the elements. Okay, the descriptive writing elements. Now, next paragraph is you look at here. The smooth uh, sub. I did not find this one. Surface sand and the waves rolling up and down, filled with uh, bright, or what is this? Brim, mellifluous background music, and it all captivated me. So I thought that this was heading they given to this one. Yes, captivating catch. That is the title they given here. And now they are talking about that the justification in this paragraph here. Captivated me. The waves on shore may rolling up and down on the repeat like a radio show. So this is a kind of a simile they're given because they're comparing, and that too they're using and the feelings like the kind of the like approach, how they feel, how they're like kind of sounding and the smelling of that particular situation, and uh, every wave with its sound, and even they're also written that gave me a new motivation. The light brown sand that mixed with, they're talking about the colors here, brown sand. Okay, so it's a kind of like, they're try to put that the figurative language, colors and shapes, situation, ambience, even feelings. It's how it connected with your sensory elements to create the mood. It's a lovely environment, or maybe the like eloquency of a feel good kind of environment is describing about that particular place as per the question chosen by the student, and the addressing the necessary elements. Here, try to put that the colors by uh, demonstrating and describing to bring the imagery in the mind of the readers. How the writer is trying to portray the elements look like with the reference to colors and shapes and sizes, and even the ambience of that particular place. Here you can see this one. On the sides, there were shiny yellow, orange, and a purple colored sand too. Here, the first one is a brown sand they mentioned. In addition to that, they also added some more elements like they framing the beach all together. So this is the way they're talking about the connections of the landscape of that particular beach, how effectively used with reference to colors, with reference to like what are the things to use. Of course, some elements we need to looking into the negative shade, the sentence structure and all, but the overall effect they try to bring into the paragraph description. Now let us move to the next paragraph. Is here. You see this one. The flowing water seems to meet the I thought the I did not understand this word. Sky over the horizon, and while the water seen matters seemed of three colors: sunshine yellow, sky blue, and light brown. The magnificent scenic beauty filled with uh, multitude colors left me stunned. This is another feeling they're talking about, that they how they look like. Another sensory element, the additional details they provided by using colors and the description of the surrounding. Though it is this para is very short, but still the sentences used like 2 3 sentences only. Very short para, but still an extension of the previous paragraph. Now, next one. Here, some punctuation errors we need to look at here, and the small villas like uh, that's stood along, and the coastal line strong and moody. Okay, they're talking about the strong and moody. Okay, this is a mood. What we talk about, that a mood, lovely, like romance, and even you are talking about that amazing. That's what yesterday we discussed in the types of mood on page number 25. So the villas then seems to consist of floats. It's like they're talking about that how attracted to the tourists to stay. They were of 10 of them, all symmetrically arranged. They're talking about that line and the sequence of that arrangement with the same color, texture, and size of the moon. So he just giving that the picture how that particular structure look like, with the reference to color, texture, and size of that particular contour, or maybe the elevations. We can talk about that. The villas nearly camouflaged with soothing sand. So this is another element they're talking about, that the examiner commented with this paragraph is a different focus on new paragraph and strong and moody for the quite Indian sounding buildings, and they seem to like a little unclear. Yes, even because they're only talking about that the how is that the only the buildings unclear in the sense, maybe in terms of the cultural representation, or in terms of the the importance of that particular structural importance. We can talk about that. Only simply flat enough to explain about all the colors and texture and shapes. That is usually we are seeing any part of the area, any part of the society. But only thing is this particular place, how you are describing in terms of the importance of the building. At least you can add one flavor about maybe this is a majestically stand for the attracting the people or attracting the tourists with archaeological importance, or maybe the cultural importance, or ambience of that particular building, and which attracts the people like that. It's a kind of flavor you need to add here, because the clarity is missing. Stating about the building. That is what the examiner given the comment in the this part of that. Okay, fourth point. Now coming to the next one is, this is the next paragraph. Okay, so this paragraph is basically they're talking about that the um, place, and even we are also talking about that the what is this point? Yes, idiosyncrasy of this place was smoke. Okay, smoke, and it rolled sullenly in slow folds from the tiny chimney of chimney of if I'm not wrong, iron foundry. The only iron foundry settles down the sunny pools on the muddy beach. Smoke on the uh, this is difficult to read this word. Smoke on the maybe some okay. Smoke on the dingy boats on the Yellow River, floating in a gray grassy suit to me. Uh, Something they mentioned is a two-folded pop populars. or they face the, okay, so difficult to read this particular paragraph because some of the words is not clear at all. This section seems to be, this is what I'm talking about, that this section seems to be placed and incongruence. Actually, the opening of the scene, Dickinson novel, they use it. Many Dickinsons, that is the style of the Charles Dickens, many novels, okay? So it strikes to all tone and which is not evident earlier, yes. This is what they're talking about, that there is no connections between these 4 and 5. That is what the examiner giving the comment here. And you need to look at the next point and we will see that final one. Yeah, okay. So, but all in all, it seemed pollution free as smoke didn't really made its presence felt. The colorful cocktails and mocktails being served while the tourists were uh, going with some music on their dance floor, girls gently flowing their hairs to get into mood, and whereas boys were trying too hard to do some hip hop and watching this a series of giggles uh, busted out. Okay, so this point, the sentence structure is like, they're talking about this point is maybe some of the points additional in addition to the previous paragraph they mentioned here. A little careful about the sentence structure. Syntax of this particular sentence is not standardized. That is what the examiner given the comment. And even you look at the next para, the what is this? Lucius C. Lucius C and the food smelled so strong that is seeped into one's nose, uh, hypnotizing the peoples around and the force for a few seconds. So this element they're talking about, that there's some more additional details they mentioned, but the construction of this paragraph is a little bit like, kind of generic information they provided. Add on the details, but there is no linking. There is no synchronizing between the paragraphs, previous point 5, 6, 7, and even 8 also. So this is the one they're talking about, that his style here is a bit insecure. The same point is happening with this particular comment, and this one also they're talking about that insecure. Now let us see that the last para of this particular exercise. As the sun was blazing, it burned the sky into a powerful and gorgeous mix of I thought what is this word? Uh, Tint and blood red. The dying sunlight soon started emptying the whole area through the dedicated to the burn green. What is this word? Empty. Then brighty, there is no end. Okay, so thanks to that, at least they did not use any cliffhangers here. Directly they mentioned here, but the point is uh, the slowly good opening with the slowly come to the next paragraphs, slowly deteriorated the quality of paragraphs because bit of generic the last paragraphs of this exercise. Even this comment also given here, candidate commendably attempts at ambitious ending and the piece, although inconsistent, yes, inconsistent answer, but inconsistent in the sense chance of losing marks. And here you can see this one, content and structure. Content and structure is for 16. For 16, they got only 11. So it's not bad. Actually, this is a good number, in fact. Then coming to the style and accuracy is almost 50% of the style and accuracy, 13 out of 24. So you think about that. See, here 24 marks and here almost 22. It means that 11 marks here and the 4. So 5. So 11 plus 5, 16 marks directly losing for the only style and accuracy. So you think about that. What is the quality and the quality accuracy? Mostly sentence structure is struggling and to including the paras and even connecting the paras last 5 paras like this. See, this is a bit of generic information This one also bit of unclear information they provided here. Okay, then let us see then high quality now. Okay, so forget about the number. Now, describe the other consistent contestants in a competition before and after winner has won. Okay, so before and after, what are the contestants and contested in a competition before and after winning competition. So this is the situation you need to talk about that description. Okay, description, because you need to talk about that kind of the people's emotions and people mentality, how the people's expressing their different feelings. Maybe one before the competition, during the competition, and after the competition. You just look at that. This is a sample submitted by one of the students. Anticipation filled the air as I and the other two contestants waited for judges' verdict. Each contestant was different, but at the same time, so similar. So he's just giving that the different, at the same time, there's some similarities are there. He did not give the statement directly, but still he's try to give the elements of what are the kind of the perspectives from the one with the different angles. I stood up straight, my back uh, arched, and my posture perfect. We had just finished a slam dunk contest filled with jaw-dropping and inspiring dunks. We had each taken a turn to slam a basketball into a hoop in the most creative way possible. The objective was not to just to show creativity, but also to show our authoritarian athleticism. Okay, then. So here we are talking about that the candidate simply started describing both like in a competition level, contestant level, even the point is straight. Okay, there's nothing hidden and they're straight to the point because it's not like the beating around the bush. So if you are doing that one, definitely the examiner may easily understand that there is no content at all. Be straight and to give the details as per your thought process. Here you can see that the quality of writing, which highest requirement is recommendation is mind map. So you have to do that the mind map. How and what is the approach you are going to use your descriptive writing in a right order in a organized manner. So these things we can understand that for the previous candidate response to this extract. Okay, so these two I'm just sharing with you. This document sharing with you. I'm just asking you to go through the samples of the student work. You just leave me the comments and during our classroom discussions, you tell me what is the important aspect for your descriptive writing. Even I'm going to give you this exercise forthcoming your term one examination under the paper 2, descriptive writing. So if time permits and but though syllabus I'm planning to complete even narrative writing after this. So you just prepare for that the descriptive writing and narrative writing along with your paper 1 concepts like explicit, implicit, uh, sensory elements, selecting details, emotive language. Even you are also going to talk about that the article writing, report writing, letter writing, interview writing, speech writing, uh, even letter writing both formal and informal. These sort of the elements you just prepare and the similar type of one question you also see in the question 1 of the paper 2. But the paper 2, this is the one we are talking about the descriptive and narrative. These are the elements I'm just expecting you to prepare for term 1 exam, and you just aim for the at least I can say that the bands like I cannot give that A-star individual papers, but together I'm just giving the level descriptors and grade threshold values, which is using for the latest one, 2023 February series, but a mini series, I don't think, and they did not do the papers. And if we get that one and the grade threshold values, I will discuss with you, I share with you, or else, and then we will follow the February 2023 paper grade thresholds. Okay, similar approach we are going to apply for your term one exam as per the board pattern only. Towards you are writing the paper one, towards for paper two, and the same day. I thought 21st you are writing your exam English paper. Grade 10 is 25th. You have the 21st. If I'm not wrong, please check your timetable, exam timetable.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's 24.
So yeah, tell me. Anybody have any questions now?
No, sir.
So, okay, then you can proceed to the next class. Have a great day. See you in the next class.